Mzansi, the newly established political party, will outline the party's state of readiness ahead of their inaugural People's Convention that is set to take place from the 6th to the 8th of October. SABC News reporter Natasha Phiri has more.
Well, very good morning to you and of course to our SABC News viewers. We're coming to you from Hyde Park and this is ahead of Mzansi unveiling its 6 policy pillars. Of course, we know that since its inception, the party's inception in April, it's been hard at work, mobilizing throughout various provinces such as KZN, the Free State, and we saw our colleague in the Northwest last week covering that story, and we expect the party president, Songezo to actually brief members of the media as well as the leadership of Mzansi. But actually to take this conversation further, I'm joined by the party's national spokesperson, Ms. Ramogopa. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. Just give us an overlay of what our SABC viewers could expect from Mzansi today.
Okay, hi Natasha. So today we are unveiling our 6 policy pillars as part of the road to the People's Convention, which will be taking place on the 6th to the 8th of October. We have been engaged in a series of, in a listening session, a national listening session where we have engaged in numerous town halls, discussions with different sectors of South Africa, business sectors, community-based organizations, civic organizations, and other political movements in a bid to really truly unearth, what South Africans are looking for in terms of policy direction and a new vision for our country. And that culminates in what we call the People's Convention, which will be taking place in 2 weeks. So today is really about sharing that information and also just giving a bit of insight into how we are going to be unpacking our policy process and our manifesto process. And that will, as you had said, give rise to 6 different policy pillars, which our national leader Songezo will take us through today.
Let's perhaps delve more into your People's Convention. I mean, how important is it? And coming out of the People's Convention, will that then inform your manifesto next year?
Yes, exactly. So the People's Convention is really one of the most highly participatory forums for democratic engagement. Often what you find as ordinary citizens, we are left out of policy dialogues and being able to make input to the policy direction that parties take. So we have embarked on a process that is highly participatory, highly inclusive, in a bid to really understand what keeps South Africans up at night. And so even in doing that, we've framed our process not in kind of a very academic approach to policy making. It's very human-centered, it's very people-centered, really digging down to community level and understanding the ins and outs of what people would like to see. And so as such, we will have representation from all 9 provinces. We have civic organizations and ordinary citizens that will be given an equal say and an equal opportunity to participate in the making of that process, of that policy. And when we emerge from the policy convention, we will emerge with a declaration. And that declaration will essentially chart the course towards this new vision of South Africa that we are working towards, which will also then be followed a few weeks later by the manifesto. Obviously, coming straight out of the conference, you can't come out of the conference and have a manifesto immediately. We will then embark on a process of drafting and collating all of the inputs to produce what we are quite sure will be one of the most comprehensive and representative manifestos that will come out of the next few weeks.
Lastly, you've been crisscrossing the country. How well have you been received by the people of South Africa?
The reception across all spheres of society in South Africa has been absolutely overwhelming and heartwarming. As I said, our method of engaging with people is so different from what people have been accustomed to. Being listened to, being heard, being given an opportunity to sincerely make input to the change that people would like to see. Having contact, ease of contact with political leaders is something that is a very new concept for a lot of South Africans. And so, the participatory nature of our process has really brought and unearthed so many new insights that we ourselves, when we embarked on this journey, did not know. So we have had the pleasure of traversing far and wide, all 9 provinces. Just last week, or in the last few weeks, again, we've gone back again and again. We haven't gone just once. We've over the last 4 months since our launch, in April, we have been on a dedicated, very deep listening tour. And we've looked at it sectorally, we've looked at it in terms of different locations, different geographies, and it's really unearthed, some amazing insights. So we've been very well received. We've also grown the movement, because that's really what Rise Mzansi is. It's a movement of citizens. It's for the people. It's by the people. And we are trying to have a process that is inclusive and that people can take ownership of.
Ms. Ramakgopa, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Of course, that was the national chair of Rise Mzansi. We'll shortly be briefed by the party's president, Mr. Songezo Zibi, and I implore our SABC viewers to stay tuned to SABC News, Channel 404, as we bring you the latest in regards to the story.